of science that what involves alteration or modification of the genome. Genome is modified so that it will give new phenotypic character. That is only total biotechnology, which involves two major steps I told you, or two important steps. What are that? Genetic engineering and providing optimum growth medium, which is contamination free or sterilized medium. Okay, here that biotechnology involving the transfer of genes from one organism to another organism, which is similar to transgenics. Transgenics means this is also a field of science which involves the study of the genes which are being transferred from one organism to another organism, which when they are expressed in another organism, they will express some additional characters in the host organism. In previous class, we discussed you that after the discovery of the two important enzymes like endonuclease and ligase enzymes, there was a possibility of production of many substances like insulin, human growth hormone, and some other substances like vaccines, interferons, interleukins, like that. Some substances are being produced in E. coli cells. The proteins are responsible for activities in human beings is being produced in the microorganisms like bacteria. So like that we discussed some points. So E. coli has its own genome. It has no property of producing this human growth hormone or human insulin or any other protein or vaccine like that. Yes or no? But by using recombinant DNA technology, genes which are encoding for some proteins, they are transferred into other organisms like bacteria. When they are transferred into the bacteria, that proteins undergo expression and produce new characters. So we are altering or we are changing the genome of organism. Okay. So as asexual reproduction involves formation of clones and sexual reproduction gives variation, this molecular engineering or biotechnology can be used similar like sexual reproduction, by which we can induce variations, but these variations can develop at faster rates. Okay, then continuation. What is the first attempt in biotechnology? First attempt of study, or here biotechnology is what I told you, construction of new genetic material or construction of rDNA. That rDNA can be multiplied in the host so that it can be expressing the character. First step is genetic engineering. What is genetic engineering? A DNA is introduced into a plasmid and it is carried into a host. Second step is sterilized medium is provided for optimum growth. So when a DNA is inserted into a vector and it is transferred into host, in the host, that recombinant molecule of DNA or anything that can undergo multiplication and express its character. This is the whole process. There are many steps of genetic engineering. Once we complete these tools, then we'll go that. So you can understand. Okay. So we are transferring genes from one organism into the host. In host, that genes are undergoing expression. For that expression, the molecule needs some structures of DNA. You know, what are the needs for the expression of the DNA means? First of all, they need autonomous property. What is autonomous property? Expressing themselves means replicating themselves. What is, how they can replicate independently? When DNA can start replication? In cell division. in S phase. How? Or where DNA replication will start? Yeah. Origin of replications or ORI-C sites are there. So the rDNA what we are developing, if it has ORI-C sites, that can replicate easily. That is one important feature what we are preparing for rDNA. And the second one is very important, which was done in the first attempt. What is important feature or important character of an rDNA? It has some selectable marker. What is a selectable marker? To identify the expressed properties. We are transferring some rDNA into a medium of cells. In that medium of cells, suppose E. coli cell, we took a plasmid and that plasmid is introduced with human insulin gene that was transferred into E. coli cells. Some of the E. coli cells might take insulin rDNA. Some cells might not take insulin rDNA. Which cells we have advantage? We have advantage with the cells which get insulin rDNA. They are said to be what? Transformed cells, transformants, recombinants, transformants, recombinants. Transformants are different, recombinants are different actually. So the cells who got that rDNA, they are recombinants. Identification of recombinants from non-recombinants needs some selectable marker. That selectable marker is what? Usually we are using antibiotic resistant genes. So first attempt in biotechnology was done on antibiotic resistant genes, where a native plasmid of a bacteria was taken. Otherwise, first you write, this first attempt in biotechnology was done by Boyer and Cohen only. What they did, they took, by taking a native plasmid, native means which is readily available, not artificially made. A native plasmid was taken from Salmonella typhimurium. Salmonella typhimurium. From that bacteria, they isolated a native plasmid. That plasmid usually has which one? Plasmid. It has tetracycline resistant gene. Tetracycline resistant gene. Already readily available. A native plasmid was taken which has ORI-C site. Along with that, it has tetracycline resistant gene, which is an antibiotic resistant gene, is present in the plasmid what they took from Salmonella typhimurium. Then they recombined this native plasmid into another constructor plasmid called PSC101 by introduced another antibiotic resistant gene. Another antibiotic resistant gene which is resistant for another antibiotic called kanamycin. Another antibiotic. Ampicillin, no, this ampicillin we are discussing about PBR322. That is PBR322, this is another plasmid. Ampicillin resistant gene is normally present in PBR322 plasmid, that is plasmid Bolivar Rodriguez. Here, they introduced another antibiotic resistant gene for kanamycin. This kanamycin gene was taken from another one which is Salmonella Panama. From another bacteria, they isolated or taken kanamycin resistant gene. Okay, see here how they introduced. Suppose a native plasmid of Salmonella typhimurium was taken, that has resistant for what? Tetracycline antibiotic. Tetracycline resistant gene was present. So what they did? First, they cut this native plasmid of Pseudomonas typhimurium and opened that into linear form. How this was possible? Opening of circular DNA into linear DNA by using endonuclease, which breaks the phosphodiester bonds and separates. Okay, then they introduced another DNA or another gene which has resistant against kanamycin. That kanamycin resistant gene was introduced into the plasmid and it is again sealed back. When this plasmid sealed back again, natively or naturally it has tetracycline resistant gene. When another gene was introduced and it was sealed back, now it has tetracycline resistant gene and kanamycin resistant gene both. This step was done by using endonuclease. This was done by using ligase enzyme. Okay. So by using endonuclease and ligase, what they discovered earlier, they constructed first rDNA molecule. Now this plasmid, what they constructed, new plasmid is there, right? That has resistance for both tetracycline and what, sir? Who is asking what, sir? I am asking question, you are asking what, sir? New plasmid was constructed by them. As the new plasmid was constructed, this new plasmid has a resistance for both tetracycline and kanamycin, because both tetracycline resistant and kanamycin resistant genes are present in the new plasmid. Okay. Okay. Complete. Hasni, complete.
Yes, sir. Now only joined.
Now only joined.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If not complete, take a screenshot. Then you can copy it now.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah. Then see about tools of recombinant DNA technology. What are the tools that we use in biotechnology or genetic engineering or recombinant DNA technology? What are the tools we are using? There are many tools what we are using in recombinant DNA technology. For recombinant DNA technology, the most popularly used tools are enzymes, which are endonucleases. That endonucleases are also particularly restriction endonucleases. All endonucleases are not applicable for genetic engineering. For genetic engineering, all the types of endonucleases are not useful. Only restriction endonucleases are useful. Then vectors are needed. Vectors are needed which can transfer. Then ligase, especially DNA ligase is useful. Then polymerase is also useful. PCR is not a tool. It is methodology or it is protocol. Polymerase is used in PCR. Polymerase, then host individuals or host organism, competent host. Okay, these are the major tools what we need in genetic engineering. First of all, if you see this enzymes, especially when this, I mean, what is the first enzyme? Who observed the endonuclease first? Actually, Boyer and Cohen. But later, that endonucleases, particularly restriction endonucleases, were isolated. We will see that. First, keep heading endonuclease. In all these, we are going to study very more about these endonucleases only. Endonuclease is very, I mean, the information regarding that restriction endonucleases is very more. Remaining vectors, ligase, polymerase, host, very simple. Endonuclease, when scientists worked on isolating different types of enzymes in organisms like bacteria, they found there are two enzymes were found in bacteria like E. coli cells. Here, the first enzyme is what? First one, which is restriction endonuclease, which is simply called as RE. They can be written as RE. And second enzyme was found to be DNA methylase later. Herbert Boyer and Norman Cohen, they found the activity of DNA ligase and endonuclease. But later, when scientists are studying about this, especially enzymes which are present in bacterial cells, they found there are two enzymes which are responsible to maintain the integrity of the genome. You know already the functions of this one. Restriction endonucleases are those which are responsible to break DNA which are at restriction sequences or particular sites. So restriction endonucleases are responsible to break DNA, and DNA methylase is responsible for protecting the DNA, or maintaining stability of DNA by a process called as methylation. These two enzymes form restriction system in the bacteria. Restriction system. Actually, what is restriction endonuclease? Restriction endonuclease is a bacterial enzyme which is responsible to protect bacteria from the viruses actually. Usually, the restriction enzymes are produced by the bacteria to protect bacterial cell from viral particles. When viruses are infecting into bacteria, viral genome will multiply in the bacteria and produce new viral colonies so that bacteria can be killed. Against to that, these bacteria have an enzyme called as restriction endonucleases. So that restriction endonuclease can break a foreign DNA when it is entering the host or bacterial cell. In bacteria, there is restriction endonuclease. It has the capacity to break the DNA. Yes or no? So when a foreign DNA enters into the bacterial cell, that restriction enzyme can break that DNA. Suppose a viral DNA enters the bacteria, then this restriction enzyme can break that viral DNA, so viral population cannot increase in the bacterial cell. So restriction enzyme has responsibility to break the DNA. Okay, so wherever restriction sequences are there, they will be breaking, you know. Okay, is that restriction endonuclease is able to break self DNA? Yeah, methylase protects that. See here, restriction endonuclease breaks foreign DNA to protect bacterial cells from infections or something. To protect the bacterial cells from infection, it is responsible to break the foreign DNA. But it can also break self DNA. Bacteria has endonuclease, restriction endonuclease enzyme, which can break its own DNA. But if its own DNA was broken down, bacteria will die. So that DNA methylase is an enzyme protects self DNA by methylation process and prevents restriction endonucleases breaking self DNA. Restriction enzyme can break their own DNA. Own cell has DNA, that DNA can be broken down by restriction endonuclease. But methylase is an enzyme which adds methyl groups to the own DNA or self DNA. When methyl groups are added to the self DNA, then restriction enzyme cannot break that self DNA. One point what we have to remember here, in DNA stability, what is the reason for DNA stability? Thymine is one reason, double helical structure is one reason, thymine is one reason. Thymine has more stability than uracil, we discussed. Why? 5 methyl groups. Thymine has methyl group. So that methylated groups give more stability to the DNA. That is the reason. Okay. See here how the methylase is adding methyl groups and it is preventing the breakage of restriction endonuclease. Means when foreign DNA and self DNA, two DNAs are present in a cell. In a cell, there is presence of two DNAs. One is foreign DNA, another one is self DNA. In that DNAs, or many foreign DNAs are also there. When many DNAs are there, self DNA has a methylation pattern. Methylation pattern means at a DNA in somewhere, some places of DNA are added with methyl groups by methylase enzyme. Based on that pattern of methylation, based on the pattern of methylation, this restriction enzyme can break or leave the DNA. Suppose the host DNA is there and self DNA is there. Suppose self DNA has a pattern of methylation. If the host DNA also has the same pattern of methylation, actually it is a foreign DNA, but it has the same pattern of methylation to self DNA. In that case, that restriction enzyme cannot break that foreign DNA also. If it is different in pattern of methylation than self DNA, then restriction endonuclease can break that foreign DNA and protect the bacterial cell. These two ways or two steps are there now. These totally form restriction system. The activity of two enzymes develop restriction system in bacterial cell. Restriction system. What is restriction? Restricting the growth of pathogens or viruses in the bacteria. So when virus is infecting bacteria and it is transferring its viral genome into bacterial cell, whether virus can grow in bacterial cell or can stop the growth of bacterial cell, that is determined by these two processes. Understand what is the activity of DNA methylase and what is the activity of restriction endonuclease. Okay? Right. क्या जी क्या बोला? नाम क्या उसका? हाँ मालूम नहीं उर्दू? हाँ okay, so restriction system is forming. Actually, what is the activity of restriction endonuclease? It is to break the viral genome or foreign genome when it is entering the bacterial cell. So restriction endonucleases are produced majorly by bacteria. They were found in bacteria only. So it is a part of host defense system. Host defense system. What is that? This restriction endonucleases are defending the cell from the infection of the virus. Infection of the virus is prevented, or virus DNA can be cleaved or cut by the restriction enzyme, so it will give protection to the bacterial cell. This is the property. As restriction endonucleases have the ability to cut DNA at particular places, we are using them as the tools of biotechnology. They are naturally occurring proteins, enzymes, but their primary role is to break viral DNA and give protection to the bacterial cell, which is a part of host defense system. Okay, but the efficiency of that restriction enzymes, we are using them for biotechnology, where we can cut DNA at particular places by using these enzymes. Okay, so many restriction enzymes are isolated, you know. If you see how restriction enzymes are isolated, here three scientists worked on restriction enzymes and they got Nobel Prize. Names: Smith. Names of the scientists I will tell you. Yeah, Albert Smith. Yeah. Daniel Nagens, Werner Albert, and Hamilton Smith. Arbor, Nagan, and Smith. So they found the activity of restriction endonucleases. They described well. For their discovery, they got Nobel Prize. So by discovering the activities of that restriction engine, after that only scientists have produced some methods of preparing some products like insulin, growth hormone, like that. And the first found restriction endonuclease is HindII. First found restriction endonuclease was HindII, which is found or extracted from Haemophilus influenzae. D is the strain. Haemophilus influenzae, D strain, and it was given an identification number 2. So from this HindII, they isolated the restriction endonuclease. Okay. Actually, these restriction endonucleases are two types again. Type 1, type 2, which are called as blunt end producing enzymes and sticky end producing enzymes. This is straight end producing enzymes or blunt end, not has more advantages when compared to HindIII. HindIII is another enzyme which is developed from or isolated from same bacteria, but another enzyme, but it is more advantageous than this. I will give you the list. So here, Haemophilus influenza has a restriction sequence. A restriction sequence is there. That restriction sequence, first if we see this example, then I will tell you what is restriction sequence, what is the restriction site, everything will know. So this restriction sequence for this is usually GAA, right? Actually, GAA TTC is given for what? Not GAA, GTT I think. Yeah. Here GT, yeah. That is EcoR1. Yeah. Here the restriction sequence found to be GT of 6 nucleotides. Restriction sequence of 6 nucleotides was found, which has GT followed by a purine, then pyrimidine, then adenine, then cytosine. This is the restriction sequence, so that GTTAAC is that one, right? GA, see that what is given? Yeah, GT, yeah, correct only, wait. GT, pyrimidine complementary purine, purine complementary pyrimidine, AC. Actually, we may think the restriction sequence for EcoR1, what is that? GTTAAC, which is the palindromic sequence, GTTAAC. Here, GAA, yeah. GAATTC. That is EcoR1. But Hind restriction sequence is different, not GA. It has GT followed by a purine pyrimidine. Usually, what is a purine? Purines are 2. Adenine or guanine. Pyrimidines are cytosine, thymine. According to this, four possibilities are there for this sequence. Yes or no? See, GT, purine, suppose A, pyrimidine T, then AC. This is one sequence, possibility. Another possibility, GT, AC. But it will not give actually palindromic nature. Palindromic means GT, GT will come, but here AC is there. Here in this is not possible. GT, GC, AC. This is one possible. GT, then AC came, GT AC is possible. This is also not for giving palindromic sequence. Here, a purine followed by pyrimidine. This is a purine followed by pyrimidine. This is also purine followed by pyrimidine. So, as two nucleotides, a purine and pyrimidine is there, what we are saying? A purine and pyrimidine is there between this GT and AC. That purine pyrimidine sequences, if you write, different combinations are possible. In this is giving a palindromic sequence, this is giving a palindromic sequence. Why? Because this is, suppose the first purine is adenine, next it is thymine, pyrimidine. In this case, what you wrote? First purine you wrote adenine, then pyrimidine we wrote cytosine. See here, G, T, A, T, A, C. GT, AT, AC, GT, AT, AC came, no problem. But in this case, G, T, G, T, A, C. Actually, GT, AC, AC. In reverse sequence, it is coming GT, GT, AC. So this is not possible. Kali. Anni Kali. అన్ని చూశాను నేను ఇందాక మార్క్ తీసుకెళ్ళండి ఇక్కడ వీటిలో ఉంటాయి చూడండి ఖాళీ మీన్స్ ఎంటీ ఇన్ తమిళ్ ఆల్సో సేమ్ జి టి జి సి ఏ సి GT, GC, AC in reverse also it is giving palindromic. So this is okay, but this is not okay because G, T, A, C, A, C. GT, GT, AC is coming, but it is giving GT, AC, AC. Reverse it is giving opposite sequence, another sequence. So by this sequence of Hind 2 restriction sequences what are possible according to this with palindromic nature? This is one possible, this is one possible. So usually restriction sequence one for one enzyme we write. Actually, yes or no? Restriction sequence one is for one enzyme we write. But Hind 2 has restriction sequence which has GT and here AC in middle a purine pyrimidine combination may be there in any. But if we consider according to that, two palindromic sequences are there. That means out of four palindromic out of four restriction sequences of Hind 2, two are palindromic. Four restriction sequences are possible. Among that four, two are palindromic. So this is what restriction sequence of Hind 2 which was the first isolated enzyme. Like that, many restriction enzymes are isolated. How many restriction enzymes are found? More than 930. Strain means that is bacterial number. From 200 strains, more than 930 enzymes are found. From around 200 strains of bacteria, more than 930 different restriction endonucleases are found. First of all, see what is this restriction endonuclease? Restriction endonuclease. What is nuclease? Then what is endonuclease? Then what is restriction endonuclease? What is a nuclease? Nuclease is an enzyme which can break DNA or RNA. Both. Which can break nucleic acid. Nuclease enzyme can break DNA or RNA because both are nucleic acids. That nucleases are two types we can say. One is exonuclease and second one is Endonuclease. Exonuclease is an enzyme which breaks DNA at ends or terminals. Which breaks DNA at ends or terminals. That is exonuclease. And endonuclease is an enzyme which breaks DNA at middle of the DNA. This is endonuclease. In this endonuclease, there is a particular type called restriction endonuclease. These restriction endonucleases are enzymes which break DNA or RNA at a particular sequence called restriction sequence. The breaking of DNA was restricted or confined to a particular region in the DNA, that is called restriction sequence. See that restriction sequence. Restriction sequence usually has how many nucleotides? Yeah. How many? 6. Minimum 4 to 6 nucleotides are there. Restriction sequence. It is a nucleotide sequence on DNA or RNA which has formed of 4 to 6 nucleotides, but the number of nucleotides is majorly even numbered. Nucleotide number in a restriction sequence is usually even numbered. Okay, now what is this restriction sequence? It is a sequence of 4 to 6 nucleotides of DNA, and it is a palindromic sequence. What is a palindromic sequence? Yeah. Which gives same reading frame of nucleotides in both directions. In forward and backward directions both, it gives same nucleotide pairs. Same nucleotide pairs are coming in both forward and backward direction. That type of sequences are called what? Palindromic sequences, like Madam, Malayalam, not minimum. You are saying minimum 4. Okay, no problem. Here, Amma, Appa, Anna, Akka, Ayya. What is that Paityam? Paityam. Paityam means like a craziness. Plenty available. Plenty available. Okay. So what I am saying, this is a palindromic sequence which gives same nucleotide pairs in both directions. Reading frame is the same. Suppose take an example. What we wrote? GT, purine, pyrimidine, AC we wrote just now. If it is GT, AT, okay, then This opposite strand has which sequence? CA, TA, TG. So what is this nucleotide pair? First GC. GC, TA, AT, TA, AT, GC. Yes or no? This is this direction. In reverse direction also it has same sequence. GC, AT, 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 GC. Same sequence, I mean same pair of nucleotides are present. Otherwise, take one more example. GTTAAC. What you know popularly? A restriction sequence of EcoR1. Suppose if we write a complementary sequence G, A, T, A, T, T, A, T, A, G, C. Yeah, same here I wrote. Yeah. G, A, T, T. Yeah. G, A, T, T, C. So here GC, AT, AT, AT. One GC page, then 4 AT page, then GC page. In reverse also it has the same sequence. GC, AT, 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 GC. In both directions, if the reading frame is same, then it is called a palindromic sequence. Restriction enzymes have this type of palindromic sequence. In that restriction sequence, enzymes, these restriction enzymes, which are simply written as RE, they break DNA at a particular nucleotide, at a particular site or particular nucleotide. That is called restriction site. They break a DNA or nucleotide pair at a particular set of base pairs. Where the bond is breaking, that is called what? Restriction site. If we take GAATTC, which is restriction sequence of EcoR1, here now, if we see the activity of that EcoR1, it can break at a particular sequence called GAATTC, that is restriction sequence. In that particular sequence, it breaks bond between guanine and adenine. So, when bond is broken down between guanine and adenine, there is a formation of a fragment. Then another fragment is also formed like this. See here, DNA is cut here. The place of breaking a bond, which type of bond is broken down there? Phosphodiester bond majorly. Phosphodiester bonds are cut majorly. If phosphodiester bonds are broken down, then hydrogen bonds can be broken very easily. Just even increase in temperature can break hydrogen bonds. That is not a problem. So phosphodiester bonds are broken down between guanine and adenine. Where that nucleotide plates are cutting, that site or that place of nucleotides is called what? Restriction site. Okay. Based on this restriction site in restriction sequence, these restriction endonucleases are divided into two types. Before to that, these restriction enzymes all are given a method for nomenclature. All restriction enzymes are given a system of nomenclature where it has 3 letters and a Roman number. Example, EcoR1. In these 3 letters, first letter indicates what? Species, genus name of the bacteria from which it was isolated. Genus name. Second letter indicates species name. Whereas the third letter indicates if any particular strain is there, then that number indicates serial number or identification number. Roman number indicates identification number. In here, in E-carbon, E stands for Escherichia. CO, which is second letter, denotes coli. R means here strain, which is rough strain. One is, it is the first enzyme which is isolated from that bacteria. In the name of restriction enzymes, there are three letters followed by a Roman letter. First letter indicates genus name of the bacteria, from which bacteria it was isolated. Second letter indicates a species name. Third letter indicates a strain of the bacteria. If there is a strain, then third letter. No strain means no third letter. Okay. Species have different strains. Then we can use that. Otherwise, no. Then a number is followed after the three letters. That number indicates identification number or the serial number. Huh? Which one? E. coli has a smooth strain, rough strain. It is isolated from rough strain, so it was given R1. Hind 2, Haemophilus influenza is a bacteria. In that there is presence of a D strain. From the D strain of Haemophilus influenza, it was isolated, so it was named like that. Okay, right? We'll continue in next class. Students in online, for your board clarity only, we shifted to this classroom. Is it clear today? Yeah, okay, I will stop the recording once, then we'll discuss.